o'clock on this Friday morning, April 25th. Thanks for joining us on our Rochester. I'm Abby Fridman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. We have a completely stacked 2 hours to come. So let's run down what we have brewing for you this Friday morning.
Coming up, some of comedy's biggest names are headed to Jamestown this summer. We'll be looking ahead to the National Comedy Center's upcoming comedy festival, and we'll show off what's in store. Trust us, it's no joke.
It certainly isn't. Then later, we are boogieing on down, all for a great cause. We're going to be learning more about this weekend's Ugly Disco and how you can dance the night away in support of children in need.
Yeah, and then Friday wouldn't be Friday without the weekend buzz. Scott and Sandy will join us for this week's Jerk or Justified and First Try Friday.
But before all of that, we want to get a check of some of our top local headlines. Stephanie Joseph has your Friday morning news break.
Well, good morning there, guys. We began with a Rochester school board member calling for the removal of a fellow board member, accusing him of using racial slurs during a heated argument inside district headquarters. Now, new documents obtained by 13 WHAM show Commissioner James Patterson has filed a petition with the state calling for fellow Commissioner Isaiah Santiago, the district's youngest board member, to be removed. The incident happened back on February 3rd, just minutes before the board was set to interview finalists for superintendent. Patterson claims Santiago directed racial slurs at him during an argument, calling it official misconduct. Santiago's attorney denies the claims and says he plans to seek a quick dismissal. A school board member can only be removed by the state education commissioner after a formal hearing. The state says this case is now pending and a decision on whether to move forward is still to come. Mendon Highway's superintendent is out of a job following a damning report into workplace misconduct. The town accepting his resignation following the release of a 22-page report into alleged misconduct by Andrew Cachetta, including allegations of sexual harassment and retaliation in the workplace. In a statement, Supervisor John Moffett thanked employees and residents who came forward and says the town is working to ensure a smooth transition. Details on an interim replacement are expected soon. A legend in the airshow circuit who once performed in Geneseo has died in a plane crash. Rob Holland was flying a custom-built aerobatic plane when it went down Thursday while he was landing at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. He was scheduled to perform in an airshow this weekend. Holland spent 2 decades in the sky and was a 13-time U.S. national aerobatic champion. The FAA and NTSB are investigating. We're told a dog is in good health this morning after it was found inside an abandoned stolen vehicle. Rochester police say the car had been parked near the Price Right on Driving Park since Wednesday and had been stolen out of a Rondequoit. Officers were able to contact the car's owner, who then recovered their dog and vehicle. No word on any arrests. Those with information should call 911. And turning now to sports, where the Buffalo Bills have now chosen their man. The Bills drafting Kentucky cornerback Downs. Our Buffalo Plus team has their full reaction to the pick, plus the entire first round of the NFL draft on the Buffalo Plus YouTube page. Just scan that QR code. You can get there now. But coming up after 9, we will be joined by sports director Mike Catalana for more analysis on the Bills selection. For all these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com. Back to you guys.
All right, Steph, thanks. We'll switch gears now and get a look at the forecast on this Friday morning. A little cooler out there today compared to yesterday and those almost summer-like temperatures that we had. But ultimately, not too much to complain about.
No, and really, why complain? Who cares? It's Friday, and we're heading into the weekend. Meteorologist Marty Snyder is standing by with a dreary and soggy forecast, but it's okay. It's all relative.
All right. Yeah, and as we go through the longer term, I think we're going to warm things up a little bit. So that's the good news to get you through today. That's not going to be quite the prettiest of days. We're seeing a couple different phases of rain pass through. One is drawing off to our east and northeast. The other one sitting down to our southwest. That's going to fill in more as we head a little bit later into the day. We'll get back into at least a few more areas of rain, even a couple of thunderstorms during that time frame. But for the short term, it's mainly just a few scattered showers. Even at noon, the chance is there for a few showers, but that likelihood for more rain does increase as we head into late afternoon, early evening time frame. Thunderstorm risk increases then as well. And we'll see temperatures today mainly in the upper 60s, couple places nudging the 70-degree mark for a high. We'll pull back to about 54 tonight, and tomorrow's going to be one of those rare days where we hit the high temperature early in the day and then pull back a little bit, likely falling from that early high of 57 as wind picks up. But then more sun as we head deeper into Sunday. 62 then, 72 Monday. Could make a run at 80 again by Tuesday of next week. So at least today not as pretty as yesterday, but a little more mild weather and very warm weather to look forward to into the first part of next week, guys.
We will take it.
Yeah, good stuff, Marty. Thank
Love
you.
it. Thank you.
All right, let's get to Off the Top this morning. Start with some stories that have piqued our interest. I'll start things off today. You've heard of the phrase, no shoes, no shirt, no service. A donut shop in New Jersey is saying ditch the cologne or turn around and go home. Kind of. They're actually just encouraging people to use the drive-thru, but it wasn't as catchy. So,
I get it.
You know,
I get it.
I did what I could. The point of this whole story is the shop is called Century Bakery, and they've been in the community for 80 years. They're asking people to lay off on the fragrances if they plan on going inside the store. We all know how delicious donuts smell. It's one of those dangerous foods that I cannot have in the house because I will eat all of them.
I'm there with you.
This store is known for having a heavenly scent. Some customers have even suggested that candles be made by the bakery so that they could have this in their house all the time. We also all know somebody who's maybe wearing a little too much perfume or a little too much cologne. It fills the entire room and it lingers for a while after. Apparently, this is a really big problem for this small business. Now, what they're asking is not a demand. It's really just a request. And it's not necessarily for the ambiance of the store, but really an employee had an asthma attack because of the overpowering scent of a customer's cologne, or several customers' cologne. As for community reaction, it's ultimately been pretty positive. You might think some folks would have issues with it, but that hasn't been the case at all. The shop has received a significant amount of support, not just from customers, but also from city leaders, encouraging people to maybe tone it down just a little bit. Century Bakery is also a nonprofit. It provides plenty of services to those who live in the area. Again, all they're saying is please use less or use the drive-thru if you are wearing a fragrance that is a little too strong. I asked Google, how can you tell if your perfume or cologne is too strong? It says if you can smell it while you're standing still, or if people around you are reacting negatively, like sneezing, complaining of headaches, or other things, moving away, it might be a little too strong. That's according to Google. That's not according to me.
If people are saying, God, I feel sick when they stand around you, that's a good sign you need to tone it down. Unless you smell like a jelly donut or fresh glaze or peanut stick.
I mean, but even then, if it's too strong and you're trying to talk to somebody and have like a serious conversation and the only thing that you can like think of is you smell like a Boston cream donut, like, you know, it's...
Do you remember Anchorman?
Do I remember? Yes, all right. Yes. We all know Anchorman.
Yes, we do.
McClane. Yes. But I think that's really interesting.
I'm on board with this, though. We had that story. You did that story a couple of months ago, maybe last month, about the Comedy Store that said, hey, we're not seating you in like the first 5 rows if you recently have had Botox because you're giving our comedians bad vibes on stage because you're not laughing, or at least we can't tell if you're laughing.
Right, yeah.
I like this. People come into our shop. They want to smell that. I mean, that's one of the ways we taste is with our nose.
And you know what, going back to the importance of the health of it all.
Sure.
Right? Asthma is a very, very serious health condition. I know sometimes it's kind of, you know, people use it as a joke, right? Like my asthma, I need my inhaler. It is something that can be deadly if it is not taken care of. So, you know, you got to be considerate. I had a teacher in college, a professor in college, who every year would send out a note to the students saying, I'm just letting you know I have very severe asthma. Please do not wear perfume or cologne in the class. And everybody was extremely respectful.
Listen, I'm on board. Now, send us some of those donuts.
Please, and thank you.
Please. All right, we're going to move along. To our next Off the Top, Abby and I want to take a moment to talk about something that happened right here on ARC Rochester yesterday. During one of our interviews, a guest used a word that's been recognized for years as outdated and offensive, specifically to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Now, no one wrote in or called to complain, but after sitting with it, it doesn't feel right just to move on without saying something. ARC Rochester, as you know, stands for authentic, relevant, and community-based. And part of that is living up to the name that it means, being mindful of the language that's used on this show and the message that it sends. We've welcomed guests with developmental disabilities and differences to this set, and we are very proud to be a part of the community that values inclusion, understanding, and connection. Like many of you, I have family members with developmental disabilities. I've worked alongside individuals who are strong, thoughtful, funny, and full of perspective. They're not defined by a diagnosis, and they deserve language and a world that reflects their worth and makes them feel good. And I feel it's important to say this isn't about canceling anyone, shaming a guest who may not have known better. This is all about taking a breath, making space for a little bit of growth, and reminding ourselves that being kind means staying aware. Being respectful means staying curious. And being a good neighbor means speaking up when something feels off. We can't always control what people say during a live interview, but we can choose how we respond. And this is us just taking a moment to do just that, saying clearly where we stand, because words, they do matter. And the kind of space we create here matters. We want you to know that we thank you for spending your mornings with us. It's a privilege, and we will never take that for granted.
Yeah, really well said. And, again, just it's so important to remind people that words matter. Mm-hmm. Everybody is important. This is a space here in the studio that is inclusive, and, we demand respect be given
Absolutely.
to everybody. I think you said it perfectly.
Absolutely. Safe space for one and for all. 8:12 this morning. Stick around. A lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester, including when we come back, we're checking in with Chris Lopez, who is taking a look at some amazing displays made brick by brick.
We're back after this.
8:14 this morning, Lego enthusiasts, get ready because the ultimate Lego experience has arrived in Henrietta.
The Brick Universe Lego Expo will be taking over this weekend, and Chris Lopez is live there this morning with a preview of the event. Chris, what are you making?
I had a nuclear submarine going for me. It was a lot better. And then I got confused because it all broke apart in this pile of blue bricks right here. And I thought I built this, which is solid. Was this a submarine right here, Dave? A nuclear submarine here. I did not build this. I must have dreamt this. But we're going to be going into the basics of building something decent. The crew over here, Scott and Dave, they're trying to build the 13 Wham set, and this is all a part of the Bricks universe. That you can go to one of these sites right here and build, kind of create your own thing. And I was told by Scott, it doesn't matter, essentially, right? When you're building something, you really don't have to have it really turn out to be anything. Is that for a lack of better words?
No one becomes a master builder overnight. No one just picks up everything and forms, except for maybe him. But nobody becomes a creative genius overnight. It all takes time. Like, I can honestly say that of all the things on here, I only built Mr. Crab here from SpongeBob SquarePants. Everything else here, Dave was doing while he was looking around. He wasn't even paying attention to what he was doing, and he was magically creating fish and starfish.
And to put context to that, we kind of mimicked a meeting that you guys had where you throw out an idea. Ours was under the sea, and we had to try and build something relevant to like a sea creature. I tried the nuclear submarine. You built a fish, starfish. You happened to start to build on the 13 Wham set. I did, though, do the 13 over there, which is not too shabby.
That is a fantastic 13.
It's decent. I can follow a straight line is what it looks like. But I want to go into the meetings. You guys have the meetings. How often?
We meet once a month, usually on the first Monday of the month, unless it's a holiday. We tend to stick to the Gates Town Hall. That's been our meeting spot for about the last year. We do about social hour for a little while, for about 30 minutes. We do club business, and then we really get into our creative portion where we'll take a table like this, dump about 4 or 5 gallons worth of loose brick and loose parts, and then Dave takes over. He gives us a theme. We get 25 to 30 minutes. We can build whatever we want. It's a big contest, and we do get some acknowledgement from Lego and some support. They send us a couple poly bags every once in a while, and we give those out as prizes. And also, we, as a group, shop around at clearance time. Whenever anybody's clearancing anything out, we'll grab stuff and we'll use those to give to the kids for the kids' builds and some adult builds as well.
And we're talking about Rock Lug, by the way, which is a local group that gets together. Anything you can think of that's Lego-oriented, that's what they do, from business discussions to making stuff to talking about going to different spots. Do you guys have a rival?
No.
A Lego rival? No Buffalo? No Syracuse? No New York City?
We actually have members from Syracuse.
Okay.
There's a separate group in Buffalo. We are working with them. Actually, a few of them will be here this weekend. But there's no ego. There's no politics. We try to keep things as friendly and cordial as possible. For us, this is our relaxation. This is our escape, and we try to make things just work as best we can. We've been doing it for 11 years now, so we don't like to brag, but we like to think we're doing something right. We've had 11 years, and we're just enjoying ourselves and having a good time every month. And
what's the growth been like over the 11 years? You said you started with 5 or 6 members.
We started with 6 members in the back of Rochester Makerspace in a CNC machine room. There were 6 of us sitting around a table just talking about it. And the only reason we actually found each other was we frequented the Lego store so much at Eastview Mall that we actually just started running into each other and said, hey, you want to get together and sit down and talk? And that's where it started from. It's grown. And thanks to Brick Universe and events like it, we have exploded over the last 5 years. We've gone from 6 to over 100.
We've done a lot of events at like the Geneseo Air Museum, Rochester Museum and Science Center, the Strong Museum, but they weren't focused entirely on Lego. Brick Universe was the first specific Lego convention in Rochester, and it really helped to explode us from 25 active members. Now we have over 100 active members who are communicating, showing up to meetings, showing up to events like this.
What's the social media tag if someone wants to go see what you guys are doing, go in to see what different tours you guys are going on or events?
So on Instagram, we're Rocklug, ROCLUG. On Facebook, we're the Rochester Lego User Group, and we have a website, rocklug.org.
Guys, throughout this interview, I've been building a seahorse. This is decent right here.
Yeah.
It's under the sea. It's not too bad right there.
You've never built Lego before? That's a pretty good job, I'd say.
I'll take it. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio. Gates tomorrow open at 10 o'clock a.m. Sunday. No different. 10 o'clock a.m. Tickets still available. VIP limited access right now. I think there's a little bit of tickets available for VIP. VIP members get some extra things, and they get to show up an hour early at 9 o'clock tomorrow. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio for now.
A seahorse or a submarine?
I thought it was a submarine, Chris.
Look, guys, I tried to build a submarine to start out, and that failed. That ended up being this thing. And during the interview with Scott and Dave,
On the floor, but
yeah,
we
kept.
clean that up.
And that's
Here we go.
supposed to be
This
a
is-
seahorse?
Have you ever seen a seahorse?
You didn't
Look
give
at
up.
this.
You never gave up.
Yes,
It
I've
looks-
seen it. I've
looks
seen
like
a seahorse.
pipe.
We got
it
the.
looks like a pipe, like a smoking pipe.
You can smoke. You can smoke a pipe under the sea. Have you ever seen SpongeBob? There we go. I'll take that too.
Or like a saxophone.
You know what we could say?
Almost.
It's Captain Nemo's
It's,
pipe.
you got to use your imagination.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
20,000 Leagues Under the
It's
Sea.
like making shapes in the clouds. All right, Chris Lopez.
All right,
is
guys,
out
thank
there
you.
just sticking bricks together and thinking he's getting creative. Thank you, sir.
Time right now is 8:21. When we come back, Mark will be here with a look at the forecast and our weather trivia.
Our Rochester returns right after this.
Hey, welcome back. Mark is joining us now with a look at the weekend forecast and our weather trivia, too.
Yeah, kind of an interesting trivia. Do you remember last summer?
Yeah?
Okay.
Bits and pieces, I guess.
Bits and pieces of it. It was a good summer. It was a busy summer in the forecast center, right? We had 2 days where we had multiple tornado warnings in the area at the same time. We had one afternoon in July where we had 6 tornado warnings active at one moment while we were forecasting. So we were live on the air. So this is the end of Severe Weather Awareness Week. And we're going to kind of center the trivia on that theme.
Okay.
So it's a severe weather theme. The weather trivia today says, with this being Severe Weather Awareness Week, New York State set a record for tornadoes last year, broke its own record. Do you remember how many tornadoes formed? And we actually had this. We did have several news stories on some of these tornadoes. I was just in Rome, New York, a couple of weeks ago, and I saw where one of those funnels had gone right through the city center there. But here's your
This is
choices.
across the state.
This is statewide. So,
All year.
Yes, that's
Okay.
right. That's right. So
Done.
was it 10 tornadoes last year? Was it 17 tornadoes? Did we have 25 tornadoes? Or did we have 32 tornadoes? Now, we had a weather trivia a couple of weeks ago that asked, on average, how many tornadoes do we get in the U.S. each year? That number is about 1,200, believe it or not. So we get about 90% of the world's tornadoes in the United States each year.
I think I know the answer.
I think so too.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Got a
don't know
good
a lot
feeling
about
about
weather,
this?
but I have a good memory when it comes to news stories, and we definitely talked about it.
It was busy.
Yeah.
It was definitely the busiest severe weather season since I've been forecasting here, and it was a challenge. It was really a challenge at times. So we'll have that answer coming up on Arc Rochester at 9. We'll get your answers posted. That's up on Facebook too, if you want to take a look there. Our forecast today, we may get some thunderstorms. It's possible later this afternoon. We're not seeing anything too wild and crazy this morning. Ultimate Doppler has a few showers around. Back to the southwest, this starts to fill in a little bit, and you see those little white dots over Lake Erie that are starting to pop up there.
Yeah.
Those are actually cloud to water lightning strikes. So there's about 4 of those, which is just garden variety kind of stuff. But nonetheless, that's out there. And some of that activity is going to be lifting our way as we go through the late morning and afternoon. So, it's one of these deals where you take the umbrella. It's not going to last all afternoon, but do expect that chance for some passing showers and thunder in there. The weekend, you're looking at the weekend forecast now. Saturday morning, those showers start to push off to the east by Saturday afternoon. I think it's mainly dry. Sunday starts out with the clouds, but definitely not a washout for our weekend. If you're watching from the south, some of these rain amounts may be pretty impressive. 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. Some spots well south may even do a little bit better than that. Not enough to be a cause for concern for flooding, but certainly enough that you're going to notice it when you're out and about. So let's concentrate on your weekend. It's here. How about that? Boy, it was a week, right?
Was it ever?
57 on Saturday. So we're going to knock the temperature down a little bit with that northeast breeze. And Sunday, 62 with some afternoon sunshine, a little bit breezy. But this guy right here is going to be potting up a lot of elephant ears this
weekend?
It's elephant ear weekend in the McLean household. I'll talk more about that in a second. But 59 for your morning, 69 for the afternoon. That's really going to be about it for today. The temperature starts to bounce back next week by Monday. And Tuesday, we'll go from the 70s back to near 80, a little cooler for Wednesday. But, seasonable. There's nothing there that really jumps out too much. If we do get to 80, we did not get to 80 yesterday. That's going to be the first time this season that we get to 80 degrees in Western New York.
I will take it.
Yeah.
I will take that 80 degrees. Yesterday, it was gorgeous.
It was.
The windows at
Yep.
home
Yep.
were open. I mean, just picture perfect.
Yeah, first night the windows were open. Yep, for sure. To let the air in, just kind of air it out.
Yeah.
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 It's great. I'm just so excited to be done with, I don't want to say garbage weather, but I'm looking forward
But
to
that's
more
what you mean.
sunshine.
Wildly inconsistent weather.
Yes.
Right? Where you get one little taste and then it's gone for 10, 14 days. And
Yeah,
back.
literally last week, we experienced all 4 seasons in one
We did.
week.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. But
So-
I've got some work to do. The raised garden bed.
Uh-huh.
The snow broke one of the supports on it, so I have it all screened in. So I have to work on that, get that ready to go. And I've got the cat litter bins, the big plastic bins with the lids. I've 5 of those filled with elephant ear bulbs. I started with 1 bulb 5 years ago, and it has split. And
Can you do me a solid? Can you
Yeah.
bring me some?
we're going to pot some up out in the Wham garden. Right out
Nice.
here. all
No,
of us.
I want you to just bring me some bulbs.
I will.
Will you?
I'll bring you.
Bring
you
them
a
on
bunch of
Monday.
them. Yep.
I'll
bring you a
take care of
bunch.
them the following weekend.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I've kept alive, Mark.
It's fun.
The elephant ear you gave me last
They
year.
are fun, though.
So
they
we-
are a fun plant.
So you're going to bring it in. We're going to repot it. Okay.
Okay.
We'll repot it on the air, and by the end of the season, you're going to have leaves that are the size of garbage can lids.
I think I need a bigger pot, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll repot it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have to bring my own?
Well, I could. How big's the pot it's in?
I don't know.
Like this big?
Maybe a little bigger.
A little bigger? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll get a great big pot.
Big one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put them in whiskey barrels. The half whiskey barrels.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. They cheap, not the real ones. Those
Yeah.
are really.
The plastic
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plastic ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
You gave me like a weird look. You gave me like
Well, you said that they're fun. You said elephant ears are fun.
They are.
They're
like
huge.
what? I mean,
I had
They're
one
cool looking.
summer that
Okay,
got the size of me.
maybe that's why you kill all of your plants, because you don't think any of them are fun.
I do think they're fun. I do.
Oh, now you do.
I do. I don't know if I'd say they're cool. I'd say they're pretty.
No, they're fun. They're fun plants.
We have green thumbs. We'll breathe on them when you bring them in. They'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, don't go anywhere. So much more to come right here on Arc Rochester.
We're back after this.
I'd come home from work,
Hi, good
look
morning.
at my tomato plants and say hi. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
Very
thank
well,
you.
thank you. Thank you so much for waking up with us. We'll be with you in just about 2 minutes. The
All right.
screen will go black. You won't be able to see anything. That's because we're in commercial break.
Okay.
Thanks so much for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester this Friday morning. We want to look ahead to this summer now, because if you love comedy, you might want to plan a trip to Jamestown.
Yeah, the National Comedy Center is getting ready for their annual comedy festival happening this August. And the lineup this year is star-studded.
It certainly is. For more on the upcoming festival and what guests can expect, we're joined now by Megan Eckwall, the manager of marketing and communications. Megan, thank you so much for waking up with us. We really appreciate it.
No problem. I'm happy to speak with you this morning.
Absolutely. So let's dive right in. Two of the big headliners that you guys are fortunate enough to have this summer. You've got Bill Murray and you've got Jon Stewart. How did you make that happen?
Well, this year marks the 33rd annual Lucille Ball Comedy Festival. So I think we've established a reputation here in Jamestown and at the National Comedy Center. But today is a really big day. So at 10 a.m., we are going to be going live with our pre-sale of tickets for an evening with Jon Stewart, a stand-up showcase featuring live music from Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers brand, as well as an onstage dialogue with Saturday Night Live cast member, writer Mikey Day and head writer Streeter Seidel. So we're really excited.
I'm wondering what it takes to plan an event like this. I imagine a lot of emails, a lot of, notes and Post-it notes and don't forget this and reminders on your phone. But when you look at it as a whole all year, what does it take to get this thing up and running?
It's certainly a lot. We are planning more than 50 live events that are going to occur over a 4-day period. And we're also preparing to welcome, upwards of 10,000 people here in Jamestown to celebrate the comedy festival. So we do have our work cut out for us, and we're really excited to be celebrating the best of comedy's past as well as present day with, as you mentioned, the headliners, Jon Stewart, Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers, as well as some really wonderful Lucille Ball Legacy events, some deeper dives into our archives here at the National Comedy Center. Those your viewers may recognize us as a really fun, immersive museum, but we are also the nation's archive, preserving the art form of comedy for future generations.
Megan, for somebody who's not been able to make it down to Jamestown since the National Museum opened its doors there in that gorgeous new space, talk to us about it. How do you sell it? What's the elevator pitch? What can people expect? They can't make it to the festival, but they still should plan a weekend, and why?
Oh, yes. We are one of the most immersive museums in the world, and it all begins in our lobby. Each guest is going to create a sense of humor profile, and as you explore the museum, you're going to look at stand-up, sketch, improv, classic TV, movies, cartoons, radio, and more, and we're going to serve content that aligns with your sense of humor. I love looking through the galleries, just hearing people laugh and reading all of the reviews from people who, didn't maybe plan to spend the day, but ended up spending the day laughing with us. And we have some fun stuff coming up even ahead of festival. So May is going to be a big month. On May 8th, we're going to be cutting the ribbon on a new exhibit celebrating Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias. And we have like I said, a new exhibit open, but it's all in celebration of his record-breaking Netflix special at Dodger Stadium. So really, really fun stuff.
It is fun stuff. And one thing I want to go back to what you just said about people spending the day there. They're able to because there is so much to look at and so much to do at that museum. It's not like you're in and out in an hour.
I've worked here for 3 years and I still discover new content in the museum. And sometimes it depends on who you're with. We are fun for all ages. If you're going to be visiting the museum with some younger kids in your life, you're going to see some different content versus, adults of the same age or older adults. So everyone needs to take a little step back from life right now, and I think just to have a good day of laughter. So we hope you'll join us here in Jamestown, less than 2.5 hours from Rochester soon.
Megan, we've talked to some of the other members of your staff, some of your colleagues and coworkers since you guys first opened there. I am wondering, is there one person on your staff? Because the job, it sounds like fun. Yes, it's stressful, but I'm sure there's a lot of laughs. Is there one person you work with who makes more people laugh than the rest? Is there one person on your staff that you say, you should have been a stand-up comedian?
I'm going to say myself. No, I'm just kidding. I think everyone who works here is so dedicated to our mission, to the impact that this museum has on our community. We are a relatively small team. We operate the National Comedy Center and the Lucille Ball Desi Arnaz Museum, as well as produce this annual Lucille Ball Comedy Festival. And it's just a really dedicated team, and I feel fortunate every day.
Excellent.
Very good.
Thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it. August 7th through the 10th, and tickets go on sale today in just a little under 2 hours, correct?
Yeah.
For our National Comedy Center members, and you can actually become a member today and purchase your pre-sale tickets today. They'll go on sales to the general public next Friday, May 2nd at 10 a.m.
Oh, so go online and sign up today. Get your tickets today. Because they're gonna sell. Those tickets will sell. Megan, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Time right now is 8:38. Much more to come this morning, including when we come back. We'll check in once again with Chris Lopez, who's building a whole new level of excitement this Friday.
He's at least trying.
He's trying.
We'll tell you more after this.
Hey, Lego fans, clear your weekend plans because the Dome Arena is hosting the Brick Universe Lego Fan Expo.
Yes, the national tour is returning to Henrietta, and they're going to have all kinds of Lego displays that were built by some of the best artists in the country. We join one of the worst Lego artists now, Chris Lopez. I don't know how he made it past security, but he's there for us now, and he's already knocked some things over. Hey, Chris.
This is why I cover the event, and this is why I don't do anything at all that I cover. I leave it to the professionals here. I'm with Scott and with Jerry, both members of Rock Lug. Now, I want to talk Ben Wilkins.
Yes.
Promising young artist for you guys. He's done, what, all of this to my left, to my right?
Yes. All this to your left, to your right. He's one of our online content creators. He really loves Castle and fantasy. He also does a little bit of Star Wars, but this is one of his display areas. This is actually what one of our typical display areas will look like. Some of our creators like to have a bunch of little builds spread out over a couple tables, and this is one of his areas. He participates in the group builds, but he likes to show off some of his own custom work too.
How old is he?
He's about 22.
22 years old. Mentioned he has no kids, so he has the free time to do this, Jerry. How hard is some of this stuff from your perspective? Everyone almost, it seems like they have a specialty when it comes to building Legos.
Yeah.
You don't just build whatever you want just because you can build Legos.
Correct. So what Ben likes to do, he likes to do a lot of these kind of sort of complicated builds. He really likes a lot of Castle, a lot of fantasy. And obviously he's also into some of the Dungeons and Dragons and some of the other types of builds. So Ben is really he's a really great builder, and we're very fortunate to have him part of our club.
And then over here, he essentially has all of his badges, all of these Brick Universes, all of these places he has attended to show off his work, right?
Yeah, well, one of the in our kind of culture, in our world, when you go to a brick event, a Lego event, we usually have badges, or if you get a prize, it's usually in the form of a brick. So Ben has actually won several awards. He won Brick Universe Award for Best Large Build and Best Historic Build the last couple of years. So one of the jokes in the club is, if you can beat Ben, you can do anything. So
Is Ben the best in Rock Lug? Who's the best builder?
He's over there.
You guys, he's not here with us.
I still say he's still the best.
Still Dave?
Still Dave.
Okay.
Still the best I've ever seen.
That's a good parlay into this next event. Let's go over to Dave, who has really a display of his own here. He will be here throughout the weekend, starting at 10 o'clock on Saturday, 10 o'clock on Sunday as well, going until 5 o'clock on Saturday, but then stop short, goes on to 4 o'clock on Sunday. Guys, check this out. So you guys are making fun of me. I built all this, okay? I'll leave you with that. Laugh at that right there. I got the 13, got the big fish, Marty, over here, got the little fishes with you guys over here. This is the Wham 13 studio set. I want to go over to Dave this morning. This is pretty cool stuff right here, but I do want to start out with this bad boy over here. This is a part of The Walking Dead. You got this featured in a magazine here?
Yep, so it was a commission for a magazine called Blocks Magazine. It was for the comic book Walking Dead, which was made before the TV show, and it was a black and white comic book. And so I actually got to correspond with Rob Kirkman, the creator of The Walking Dead, and we picked out several different scenes for different builders to make in black and white and grayscale, and then took the photographs, sent it into the magazine, and the spread was one page would be the panels from the comic book, and then the other page would be the black and white grayscale build.
Do you know in terms of TV when this season episode was, or just roughly the season? I know it was before they met Negan, right?
It was before Negan, after the prison.
Okay, so I think maybe that'd be season 4-ish.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
What about this bad boy over here?
So this was just, I wanted to do a city street corner, and I want to, again, kind of go with more detail. They have the modular line of city buildings that are out, so it was kind of along that line, but it wouldn't fit into the modular line that they do, where I have, like, the underground, where we have, like, the sewers that you could see, and then I really, like, laid into detailing the street, making sure that I had the crosswalk and the button for the crosswalk. And
is this therapeutic for you to go through and build this from start to finish?
Even just sorting out the pieces, it's therapeutic. Yeah, sorting, designing, building, rebuilding, yeah, the whole process is definitely.
If
great.
someone, I don't know if this is a better question for Scott or for Jerry, but if someone wants to join Rocklug or they have an interest, want to attend a meeting just to see how it is, where can they go?
We have 2 handles on social media. We're ROCLUG on Instagram, Rocklug, and then we're the Rochester Lego User Group on Facebook, and you can also look us up at rocklug.org.
Come check them out. Rocklug, they're essentially going to have the entire west wing of this building, just all you guys, and you guys after hours going to have a cool cosmic display.
Yep.
But you guys are going to own that side of the building. Very nice to hang out with you guys, showing us and our me and the audience, you guys' creations. Back to you guys in studio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris Lopez. Hey, I'm wondering, is the same artist there that I believe we saw last year? They created, and I think I didn't dream this, the Friends apartment, the Seinfeld apartment, a couple of other famous television sets in one building?
Yeah, so that's like a stem of Rocklug. That's the engineers group. That's who I talked to last year. So it's the same group from Rocklug, but they specialize in those kind of TV show sets, those intricate building designs with, you could almost take apart piece by piece, floor by floor, and see what was inside them. Yes, they will be here.
Okay, cool. Very good to know. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Time right now is 8:48. When we come back, we're previewing an upcoming production that is bringing some beloved storybook characters to life.
Our Rochester returns after this.
How are you?
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Good morning, good morning. How's it
Hey,
going?
nice to see you.
Good to see you.
All right.
we're
we just grab a mic check from you guys. Count to
sure.
5 and say your first and last name for us.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mitchell Canfield.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jordan Bachman.
Excellent. And we
Check your mic here.
should be set in a second.
Thank you. Says it's on.
We could hear him.
Yeah, just count for us one
1,
more.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Now we can't.
Oh, hold on. He's messing with it.
Oh, here we go.
All right, Mitchell, you've been here before, yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. And Jordan, this is your first time, yes?
I've been here before.
You have been here before. Okay, apologies.
No, you're great.
All right, so you guys are pros at this then.
Yeah.
So,
$8:50 this Friday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on ARC. Right now, we're taking you behind the curtain because this morning, all in preparation for Pittsford Musicals, bringing you the fantastical, magical musical extravaganza to the stage. What show is it?
yeah, it's Dr. Seuss's most beloved characters coming to life in the upcoming production of Seussical the Musical. For more on the show, we're joined now by director Mitchell Canfield and cast member and board president Jordan Bachman. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning.
Good
Thanks for
morning.
having us.
All right, so Seussical the Musical, for those who are unfamiliar, give us a little overview. Obviously, has to do with Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, so Seussical is based on 3 main books, but it's visited by many different characters familiar from all of Dr. Seuss's books, really. It's a really great celebration of those characters, but also, heart in the way that we can use imagination and creativity to sort of change the world. It's a really great production for kids, adults, all the like, just full of great musical numbers and a really exciting show.
Now, I imagine the process to put on a show is typically sometimes stressful. You're dealing with a lot of different kinds of personalities. You're all working toward one goal. But I feel like with Seussical the Musical, it's probably more fun than it is work.
Well, sure. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. With community theater, everybody's kind of volunteering their time and talents for one goal, right? And for something so creative and artistic, it's really an outlet for so many people. So whether it's Seussical or something serious, you know, it's that bond that gets built as everybody's kind of contributing to the same thing. Just makes it really, really worthwhile for people who are otherwise really busy and, you know, can't find the time to express those outlets. So
Yeah. And you're a cast member.
yes, yeah.
Tell everybody who you play.
I'm playing the mayor of Whoville. You're welcome.
The character there for a second.
That was good. Thank you for that.
No costume needed.
No.
What do you like about the character? Was it
Oh.
your ideal role going into this? Did you say, I want to be the mayor?
I told Mitchell that I was really gunning for Vlad Vladikov, who is the evil vulture. Didn't happen, but that's okay. No, the mayor is hilarious. He's a bit of a caricature, and he's kind of he represents people who are kind of stuck in their own way of doing things. And but on top of that, he's a loving father and a loving husband. And it's interesting to see how he interacts with Jojo, his son, who kind of crosses the universes. So he's kind of this pillar of Jojo, you must do this and you must do that. And kind of over the course of the show learns to accept that, you know, the imagination and creativity is what is going to save his people. And yeah, it's a really cool character and just a wonderful show. Yeah,
I'm sure many of our viewers have read some of Dr. Seuss's classic works growing up. So this is interesting that they're learning more about the characters, as you mentioned, as they cross over into different universes.
Oh, yeah.
Anything stand out to you in this show as like wow, I never would have guessed that Cindy Lou, grew up and dated this guy, you know?
I think that the writers of this musical, which this musical is done by elementary schools all the way up to adults. What we're doing in our production is playing true to age. And what I love about the musical is that it's not really adding necessarily additional plot, but it's adding depth to these characters that maybe just get one page on the storybook. We have a cast of 44 people in this production. 4 or 5 of them are kids. So we're really playing true to age. I think that's part of what makes this so special. We have a few parent-child combinations in the show together. It has a lot of heart. But those two universes that Jordan was mentioning, we have a vision for like the jungle of Newell represents this Victorian historic place, whereas the Whoville is this very futuristic, quirky society. And I think that it's a visual feast for the eyes and does sort of elaborate in that way. It's not just sketches, right? It's a really beautiful production, and I hope people will come check it out.
Well, hopefully so. And opening night is tonight.
Absolutely.
Give everybody the ticketing information if they want to come by. And
Yeah, absolutely. You can head right to our website, pittsfordmusicals.org, and right there, that's the actual pittsfordmusicals.ludus.com. Either way, you'll get there. Tickets tonight. We have ASL interpreters tonight as well. And then Saturday matinee, Saturday evening, Sunday matinee, one weekend only. So come join us.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And if you missed any of that, we will post all of this information and much more on our website, foxrochester.com.
time right now is 8:55. Much more to come here on Arf Rochester.
We're back on the other side of the break. Water shut off. Oh, good. Right in time for
Hi.
our bathroom break.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Hey, we have much more to come here on ARC Rochester as we continue into the 9 o'clock hour. Steph will be here breaking down some of our top political stories.
Certainly will. She's over at the live desk with a preview of what's ahead. Good morning, Steph.
Good morning there, guys. In today's Political Pulse, sentencing is expected for expelled New York Congressman George Santos. How much time Santos could face in prison after he pled guilty to federal charges. And what a recent ruling in court could mean for federal funds to sanctuary cities like Rochester. Plus, how a new executive order signed by President Trump is supporting deep sea mining. Also, details on an interview between Trump and the journalist added to a group chat where attack plans were shared. That's all coming up in our 9 o'clock hour. ARC Rochester returns right after this.
O'clock on this Friday morning, April 25th. Thanks for joining us on ARC Rochester. That was a nice little slow push in, Chris.
Wasn't that?
I liked
We
that a lot.
appreciate that.
Ooh, very nice.
Fancy footwork. That's Abby Fridman. That's Mark McLean. I'm Dan Schrack. We will get a forecast from that guy in just a couple of minutes. But first, we want to check in with Stephanie Joseph with your ARC Rochester news break.
Here are some of the top local stories that we're following this Friday. A Rochester school board member is calling for the removal of a fellow board member, accusing him of using racial slurs during a heated argument inside district headquarters. Now, new documents obtained by 13 WHAM show Commissioner James Patterson has filed a petition with the state calling for fellow Commissioner Isaiah Santiago, the district's youngest board member, to be removed. The incident happened February 3rd, just minutes before the board was set to interview finalists for superintendent. Patterson claims Santiago directed racial slurs at him during an argument, calling it official misconduct. Santiago's attorney denies those claims and says he plans to seek a quick dismissal. A school board member can only be removed by the state education commissioner after a formal hearing. The state says this case is now pending and a decision on whether to move forward is still to come. Mendon's highway superintendent is out of a job following a damning report into workplace misconduct. The town accepting his resignation following the release of a 22-page report into alleged misconduct by Andrew Cachetta, including allegations of sexual harassment and retaliation in the workplace. In a statement, Supervisor John Moffitt thanked employees and residents who came forward and says the town is working to ensure a smooth transition. Details on an interim replacement are expected soon. And turning now to the state capitol, where lawmakers have approved yet another extension for the state budget. This marks the 8th budget extender signed by the legislature. You may recall funding for the state was originally due on April 1st. This new extension will last until Tuesday, but the chair of the Assembly Ways and Means Committee says he's optimistic a deal may be reached by next week. Local transportation leaders shedding light on an alarming statistic here in New York State. The governor's traffic safety committee says nearly 50,000 drivers illegally pass school buses every day. Yesterday's Operation Safe Stop event in Henrietta featured a reenactment of a student being struck to show the dangers of illegally passing a stopped school bus when its red lights are flashing. So far this school year, thousands of dangerous passings have been reported at area schools. County Executive Adam Bello says 5 districts are in a program called Bus Patrol, which equips school buses with cameras. Since they were installed last fall, more than 11,000 tickets have been issued. For all these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com. Back to you guys.
All right, Steph, thank you. We'll get to Mark now for a look at the weekend weather and the Muddy Paw forecast. Muddy Paws
It is
forecast. Several Muddy Paws.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless you have a one-legged dog.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
What's wrong with you? Let's go to the trivia. We'll put that answer up for our Severe Weather Awareness Week. We'll come back to the dog in a minute.
Try to pull yourself.
Sorry.
We just have so much fun. It's Severe Weather Awareness Week, so if you missed this at 8:30, we were talking about tornadoes. And what was the number of tornadoes last year in New York State? Record number in New York State last year.
Okay, you guys. I'm guessing.
Do we have answers, Ashley?
Do we?
Yes.
Okay.
Ashley's not having it. She's like, pull yourselves together.
I know. I'm sweating here. I was going to go with 32. We have one answer.
One guess.
I think I know. Julie is a loyal viewer.
She is.
And she
is
awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was going to say 32, though.
That was my guess as well.
Yeah.
32?
The state's big, and we have a lot of areas that see these kinds
Yeah,
of.
usually these are in the southern tier, south of the Finger Lakes, south of Buffalo. But you guys are
Yes.
What is this, 2? Are we 2 or 3?
2 for 2, I think, this week.
Yeah. Okay, so 32 tornadoes. And get this, New York State only averages 6 tornadoes a year. In contrast, the U.S. gets 1,200. So we're a very, very small component.
Isn't it crazy that we had so many last year?
Yeah, so Tornado Alley ends in Ohio, like in the Ohio Valley. And then to get tornadoes past Lake Erie, it becomes much more difficult because the Great Lakes stabilize our weather so much. The bodies of water are so cold. Every storm needs heat and moisture, and those lakes are like big heat sinks. So they take the heat out of the atmosphere that's used in vertical cloud development and really just kind of stabilize the atmosphere.
Convection.
Takes away the convection. Yes. You remember.
My parents moved to Nashville, like you guys know, but maybe you don't. They moved to Nashville about a year ago, and they were unprepared for how many tornadoes. It, for a while, was like every single night.
Do they have a storm shelter?
They do, yes.
They do, okay, good.
Yeah, but crazy.
Yeah, I would never buy, I love that area, but I would never buy a house there unless it had a storm shelter.
Yeah.
It had concrete and steel in the ground. You just have to have it.
Listen, after seeing that movie Twister,
I haven't watched the new one yet. No, not worth it?
I haven't watched it either. No, I want the Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt one
Yeah.
from 1996.
Yeah,
That's all I want.
The We Have Cows version. Remember
Yes,
that? The
yes.
cows like going by
Yeah.
the street. All right.
Another cow.
All right, our weekend forecast. Let's take a look. It's going to start with a muddy.
Oh my God.
This is Carly's pup.
Is he covered in mud or am I?
No,
No, he's not.
no, just a beautiful.
He's
That's a
handsome,
shadow.
though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's
Yeah.
nice light on his face and
Yeah.
one side.
What a cutie, right?
Wow. Little angel right
Yeah,
there.
could have.
Carly, what's your dog name?
Yeah, we'll get the details on this before we're out at 10 here. But wet paws for today, tomorrow, and early Sunday. I think that storm system is out of the picture. So Sunday, Monday, in pretty good shape. Tuesday could have some wet paws towards the end of the day, but I don't see any of those days as a washout. And when you head out this morning, not necessarily raining all over the place. We've had a few hundredths of an inch of rain, enough that you're going to notice it on the car windshield, but really not enough to slow you down at all. The radar showing some of those showers very widely scattered along the lakeshore. Some of this is going to fill in back to the southwest, and you notice that there's some lightning strikes there, about 8 of them now, and this is in the last 15 minutes. So, garden variety stuff. We have no sign of severe weather at all with any of this coming through, as we have lots of cloud cover, and that's another thing that helps to stabilize the atmosphere. Now, the forecast map into Saturday will take some of those showers and eventually start to push them off to the east of Rochester. That's that cold front coming through. So Sunday turns breezy. We're going to have that rain moving off to the east and eventually clear it out by Sunday afternoon. So I think we're in pretty good shape for the weekend by the end of the weekend. But again, if you have outdoor plans on Saturday, just be aware that it is going to be a cooler day. There are going to be some passing showers, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of those lingered pre-dawn on Sunday as well, with temps in the 60s. And temps today, well above normal, right? So we're in the upper 60s to near 70. That passing shower threat is there. Some isolated thunder, and the 7-day forecast for us is, again, a cooler weekend, but don't get the idea that weekend is going to be a washout for you. We may be close to 80 again on Tuesday as that temperature climbs, and isolated thunderstorms a possibility, and low to mid 60s midweek next week.
Love that.
Yeah, quite an improvement.
And love that.
55 days.
55 days.
The countdown is on.
Yeah. What are we doing this summer?
Ooh.
We doing anything fun?
We always take a trip to the Adirondacks. It's not summer without a trip to the Adirondacks.
I meant us. What are
we doing?
What are we doing?
Oh.
Well, unless you're inviting us to the Adirondacks.
We take ARC on the road somewhere.
Where to?
Ooh, we could. Finger Lakes isn't too far away, right? Mm-hmm. We could pick a Finger Lake to crash.
We could.
Let's do a wine tour.
Ooh, a wine tour on the ARC.
Live.
A boozy ARC.
I feel like
After dark.
ARC after.
that might be fun. That might be
Think of
fun.
the
If you
ratings.
like it, send us an email.
Never done a wine tour.
We could really like shoot for that TVMA rating again.
Oh,
Go back there.
it takes talent to get that for a news program.
Hey,
It's where we started. Thanks, Adele.
Ashley, how much time do we have? I already lost
You can wrap
it.
it up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
Hey, thanks, Mark. We appreciate the weather. When we come back, we are telling you why you should break out the bell bottoms this weekend.
ARC Rochester is back after this.
All right, we're just grabbing a mic check from you guys. If you wouldn't mind counting to 5 and saying your first and last names.
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Terry Sinopoli.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Haley DeHaan.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alan Wood.
(9:13) this Friday morning. Hey, get your platform shoes ready because tomorrow night is the disco ball. It's going to be spinning. The polyester will be popping at the 19th Ugly Disco.
Yeah, a night of nonstop dancing, outrageous outfits, and also some feel-good vibes, all to benefit the incredible work being done at Golisano Children's Hospital.
Yeah, for more on the fundraiser and how you can get involved, we are joined now by event volunteers Alan Wood and Haley DeHaan, as well as Terry Sinopoli from Arlene's Costumes. Thank you all so much for waking up with us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And thank you for getting dressed up for us.
You guys
most
look great.
importantly.
All the way.
I left the platform shoes off, though, and the pants, but they'll be there
still look
Saturday
great.
night.
You're tall enough as it is, my
That
friend.
is true. That is true.
Absolutely. All of the costumes from Arlene's,
This one.
This one.
In full.
And the coat.
and you own this.
Yeah, Joanne Fabrics, and I had someone make it. So
Very nice, very nice. Okay, let's dive right in. What can people expect? This is the 20th anniversary, but the 19th event, correct?
yeah,
Yes.
because of COVID, and
Sure.
we had to skip. But you expect probably about 700-800 people dancing to great music. We have Uptown Groove, the Sky Coasters, Fever the Wrath of Polyester, so some 3 amazing bands in Rochester, and some fun things to do. There's beer pong and other things that are in different rooms, and a VIP room, and so a lot of fun things.
I imagine that after doing this 19 times, it gets bigger and better every single year. Tell us about how it's grown and some of the things you're looking forward to for the year.
Yeah. We have really grown through the years. We've had it at a couple different locations, and just every year we've been able to raise more and more money for Golisano Children's Hospital, and that's what it's all about. We want to do this for the kiddos.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Golisano does amazing work in our community. So it's fantastic because people get to dress in a really fun way, and also it's for a great cause too. Tell us about some of the costumes that people can come and pick up.
Oh, absolutely. We have all kinds of costumes, everything from pieces and accessories to full-on costumes like Haley's wearing here.
Platform shoes?
Platform shoes, yes. Wigs, hats. You name it, we can help you to put it together, and we'll be open until 6 today and 6 tomorrow if you're feeling a little dangerous.
Love it. Now, the two of you are volunteers at the event. So have you been assigned jobs? Have you been given duties?
Kind of. So when I was younger, unable to attend the event, I was actually working it, selling all the merchandise and everything, and now that I'm of age and able to attend the event, it is my favorite thing of the year. But going around trying to promote, get sponsors, food, donations, all of that, just trying to make it the best event possible.
Excellent. And how about you?
The hassle is at the beginning because everyone comes at either 7 or 8, depending if you're VIP or not. So it's that first hour that you're just trying to get people through and get them through. So we're all at the front door doing wristbands, taking tickets, and getting people through and getting to picture areas and things like that.
The response is always fantastic, but I have to imagine there have been some memorable moments for each of you, at one point or another. Anything stand out, whether it was on year number 5 and that crazy guy came dressed like this person,
I would say for me is we've had a lot of celebrities, and so we've had two of the Bradys, and they were really great to have them.
Oh,
It was
wow.
fun. And but the thing that I think of is the person who came in roller skates.
Yes.
But you cannot come in roller skates, just so you know.
Please be safe.
But someone did, and they stuck in for a while. But unfortunately, they're a little dangerous. But it was interesting.
Well, I can't imagine why. I mean,
Yeah.
with the dancing, and I imagine the adult beverages. It could get messy pretty
Correct.
quick, I would imagine. Very good. And how about for you?
I think my favorite was finally being able to attend the event and bringing some of my friends along, and they were saying, this is the best thing I've ever gone to. I need to come back every year. So it just goes to show you got to come and experience it, and you'll be hooked.
And Terry?
I love the group costumes. There's a lot of people that get together and we've seen Star Wars, because that's very
Oh, okay. Yes,
trendy.
yes.
We've seen some trolls out there, because that's kind of late 70s, early 80s. So we've seen a lot of that where they've done a group thing and everybody dresses similar, but just a little different. And it's fun.
Like basketball teams we've seen with the real short shorts and things back in the 70s.
Very
Be
nice.
creative. It's so much fun to see that.
Absolutely. For somebody sitting at home, what do they need to know? When, where, how do they get tickets?
Uglydisco.com is where you can go. There's a link for tickets up at the top. Tomorrow at the Hyatt at 7 or 8 o'clock, depending on your ticket level.
All right.
Sounds good.
And you can also, there is a discount code if you will let them have that, since we're here with you. We'll compliment of you. It's the Strong, all caps, and $5 off the lowest ticket, 10 for 10 off this middle one, and 25 off the VIP. And a lot of that's
is
thanks.
amazing. So, I mean, food and drinks all night. We've gotten some great food donated from local restaurants.
Wegmans,
So-
Tony D's, all different places.
Nino's, yeah.
And John Travolta will be there for the VIP guests, right?
Most likely.
We're hoping Jimmy Fallon just flies in, but you never know. But I do have to thank CGI too, because they're our main sponsor. They've been wonderful to us. So.
Terrific.
Thank you all so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Best of luck. If you'd like to get tickets, you know where to find them. FoxRochester.com.
9:19, stick around. A lot more to come here on Arc Rochester, including when we come back, Stephanie Joseph breaking down some of our top political stories.
Yeah, Political Pulse is coming up next.
It's time for a political pulse check here on ARC Rochester. We start with sentencing for a former New York congressman. George Santos is expected to be sentenced today on federal charges. He pled guilty last August to wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. Before that, he was expelled from Congress less than time in his first term in 2023. Santos admitted to defrauding donors and stealing the identities of nearly a dozen people funding his campaign. As part of a plea deal, Santos has to pay nearly $600,000 in restitution and forfeiture. He could also face up to 7 years in prison. There is a mandatory 2-year minimum for the aggravated identity theft charge, but prosecutors want the full sentence as they believe he remains, quote, unrepentant. In a letter to court, Santos apologized and believes the 7 years would be too harsh. Turning now to a ruling on so-called sanctuary cities. A judge in California blocked the Trump administration from withholding federal funds from these cities. That judge calling Trump's executive order to do so unconstitutional, as only Congress can appropriate money. But the Justice Department is arguing the decision is premature because the government has not withheld any money yet. Rochester sanctuary status making national headlines after a controversial traffic stop involving Rochester police and Border Patrol. Now, Border Czar Tom Homan saying help is coming in a post on X last month. It's unclear, though, when he planned to visit. Well, there's a new effort from the Trump administration to explore the deep sea. President Trump signing an executive order to speed up deep sea mining. It's meant to support the collection of rare earth metals, usually used for computer chips and other tech, in waters off the U.S. outer continental shelf. China is the country's primary supplier for that, but it's in the middle of a trade war with the government. Under the order, the Secretaries of the Interior and Commerce can allow mining companies to get permits faster. The director of the National Science Foundation has resigned. Sethurman Panchanathan had been leading the NSF since President Trump's first term. CNN reports he said, quote, I believe I have done all I can to advance the critical mission of the agency and feel that it is time for me to pass the baton to new leadership. His departure comes as the Trump administration is trying to cut government spending. The NSF announced this month it would cancel more than $230 million worth of grants. And finally, President Trump is expected to sit down with the journalists added to a group chat where attack plans were shared. Now, Trump agreeing to an interview with the Atlantic's editor, Jeffrey Goldberg, but it's unclear when the two will meet. Goldberg first broke the story, now dubbed Signalgate, when he was added to a group chat with top national security officials over the messaging app Signal. That was last month. Hegseth reportedly shared details in the chat about a U.S. strike in Yemen. Now he's accused of doing the same in a different chat with family and his lawyer. The White House continues to stand by Department of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who believes this revelation is sabotage from disgruntled former employees. And be sure to stay with ARC Rochester for your top political headlines. We're back after this.
928, thanks so much for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester. We want to take you beyond the locker room now and talk about sports this morning, in particular, the Bills.
Yeah, Buffalo banking on defense and taking a cornerback with their first-round pick last night. The Bills selected Kentucky's Maxwell Hairston, 30th overall in the 2025 NFL Draft.
This morning, we wanted to check in with our own Mike Catalana to get his reaction on Buffalo's first pick and on the overall draft thus far. Hey, Catalana, how are you?
Good. Good morning, guys. Yeah, listen, when you think about, and he likes to go by Max, so we can give him Max Hairston, is what he told us last night. He's fast. They have the NFL Combine in Indianapolis where all the players work out. The fastest guy at the Combine was Max Hairston. So that is a plus. I think anybody who has watched the Bills, while they have some tough players on defense, I think they've lacked overall team speed. So they got a guy who can fly. Now, that's a good trait to have as a cornerback. You see him there. He is against type a little bit, right? The Bills have a type at cornerback. That player is usually about 6'1", 195 pounds, and is known as a tough player and a tackler. That's not Max Hairston. He is smaller, though they said he'll bulk up, and he can fly. He's got style. You can see the outfit last night. I thought he looked great. He's got a big personality. All those things are great. But he is a different type of cornerback than they've had in the backfield. So we're going to see how it works out.
Why do we think we did this? Why would we break form?
That's a really interesting question. Some of it goes to the fact that they were picking 30th, and I do believe they wanted guys up front. I think they were looking for a defensive tackle, but the draft went a different way. A lot of those defensive tackles, this one guy, Kenneth Grant, that the Bills were mocked to by a lot of people, he went to the Dolphins early. I think it was 10th overall. So they had no shot at them. They could have moved up for other players. Brandon Beane usually moves on draft day. So he usually goes up or goes back. This time he stayed. So part of it is these are the guys that are on the board when they pick. Now, the player I had them picking, his name is Trey Amos. He's still on the board, so he's available in round 2. We'll see. He's more of their type, right? He's more of that. I think Beane and the staff got together and said, we like the skill set this guy has. He also admitted last night, like if you listen to Brandon Beane, he was not going on and on that there's no flaws to this player. Things he can work on, but he knows that. But you're picking 30th in the draft. So these players, as it goes down the list, usually have some things they need to work on. Speed's not one of them. Tackling the other team may be that. So I think it's more or less where they were in the draft, and then they evaluated him amongst other prospects. A lot of people had him certainly as a first-round pick, so it's not a stretch. And the one thing I did want to mention to you guys is Beane has first-round grades only on a limited number of players. He wouldn't tell us how many that they really believe is first-rounders. He told us last night he had a first-round grade on Max Hairston.
Wow.
Believe him or not, I'll have to believe him. That's pretty good to get him at 30 when you might have only had 14 or 15 grades as who deserves to be a first-rounder.
And Mike, his stats from college are pretty impressive, especially when you look at the number of interceptions. I want to say 6, right? 3 of them returned for touchdown, right?
Yes. You know, he will what they'll call jump a route, where the quarterback's looking to throw, and instead of just sort of getting there and knocking the ball down, he's looking to catch it and go to the house, as they will say. So he's that type of player. I don't think they've really had that. Like, they just signed Christian Benford on the other side. And Christian Benford is a zone-heavy, smart, tough, good football player. A quieter personality. These guys are not the same, the two, in many ways. And I don't think Christian Benford is standing there thinking about a pick 6. He's thinking more about his positioning. This kid will do that, which is a plus. Now, I say that like he's the starter. He's going to have to earn that spot. You saw where it's Trey White. I mean, 8 years ago, Trey White was this guy.
Right.
The Bills took him 27th in that draft when they traded back. And if Trey White became a great player, if Max Hairston becomes what Trey White really was, I think the Bills will be very happy. They're still different types of players. So he'll compete with Dane Jackson, also would be in the mix. I think the Bills would be thrilled if Max Hairston won the job in training camp and started from week 1, but he's going to have to earn it.
I mean, I think it's exciting to see where this team goes this season. We did so well as we wrapped up last year. What's the speculation? What's the scuttlebutt, Mike?
Okay, so here, I'll give you one. I was not happy last year, and I think a lot of Dan and Jenna were with me on this. If you remember, last year they traded out of the first round. And not only did they traded with the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Chiefs got Xavier Worthy, who was the fastest player in the draft last year. And Xavier Worthy was good, and he's fast. So you gave him Worthy, in effect. You know you're going to play the Chiefs. Now they got a fast guy that can run with Worthy. I don't think it's quite that simple, but I think they recognize that team speed on the field is something they need. So I do think they always have one eye on the Chiefs. They can say what they want. They always have one eye on the Chiefs. So it's good to have that speed because that speed is very important in the NFL. So how do we feel about it? I got to tell you, they still got work to do. And today is a big day. They have 2 picks in the second round, 56 and 62. They do not have a third round pick. I wouldn't be surprised if Bean tried to package a couple of the later picks and get back into the third round. But having 2 2s is pretty good. I think they still need a defensive tackle to play on the interior of the D-line and maybe a pass rusher, an edge. And maybe, just maybe, guys, they'll get speed for Josh Allen at wide receiver, which would be nice. There are some fast players out there. Again, these players are going to be flawed. Otherwise, they'd be top 5 or top 10 picks usually. So we'll see what they do today, but it's really big. And keep in mind, the draft starts at 7 tonight, and they have picks 56 and 62. They could make moves too, but I'm really excited about what they do tonight because there's still some really good players on the board.
If you were in charge, if you were the one picking the players, do you have anybody that you're really watching tonight?
So I love this player. His name is Darius Alexander out of Toledo. Now, he's an older player. And, I'm a little sensitive when sometimes people talk about age here. But he will be 25 years old. He played at Toledo. But I think he's one of those guys that could step right in and be a really good player on the defensive line for the Bills. I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar, but I think that maturity, sometimes I hear from Brandon Beane, even he mentioned it last night. Well, these guys are young. That's great. The NFL doesn't wait for you, so I don't mind if they get an older player who comes in. I say older. I have liked him from the beginning. I thought they could get him in the second round. We'll see if that happens. Plus, there are wide receivers out there today, that there's a guy named Luther Burden who plays at Missouri, maybe a bit of a diva. You get sort of that feel sometimes, but man, the guy can make plays. So if you're asking me, hey, Mike, make the picks. I want Darius Alexander and Luther Burden. Let's see what happens.
I think what the Bills need to do is they need to pick Catalana to lead that team.
There we go. All right.
I think you should be coaching that team.
Hey, zero chance of that. Zero chance to be general manager. I like being able to let them do it and then give my opinion, after the fact, right? And that's why we do it. By the way, I'm gonna get a little merch. I'll get a little merch call.
Oh, can we get one of those?
Yeah, where do we buy them?
Yeah, I'll send you the link. You should buy a few. Give them to friends and family, too.
Okay, yeah, holidays are coming up quick. All right, Mike, thanks so much. We appreciate it. And don't forget, you at home, you can always watch Buffalo Plus. Jenna, Mike, and Dan have all of their thoughts and feelings over on the YouTube page for Buffalo Plus.
Absolutely. Hey, stick around. Much more to come here on Arc Rochester, including when we come back, the Weekend Buzz.
Yeah, we're back after this.
Love it.
I have.
So good, isn't he?
Oh, it did leak. Oh. Yes. I didn't have a faucet out here.
It's time for the best part of Friday. It's time for the weekend buzz.
Our friends Scott and Sandy are with us this morning. Let's kick it off. What are we doing first?
Yeah, okay, well, we'll do Jerk or Justified, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, 'cause
And
we
then
have a
first
video.
try. Then first try Friday.
We have. Where are we going?
I'm getting you the gavel.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Okay, yeah, you can do the
No, you do
honors.
it. You're okay.
Okay, so now I saw this on my friend's it popped up on my newsfeed, my friend's Facebook page, and I asked her if I could play this video on TV, and she said that's fine. Ha ha ha! It's so funny. So we got permission.
Okay.
Okay.
So you know the ice bucket challenge? Everybody's doing
Yeah.
it. It's funny.
It's
great,
back.
for
It's
a
back
good
again. Yeah.
reason. It's for mental
Hold on. I want to see your microphone.
Oh.
All right, you're good.
Yeah.
Am I on? Okay.
I think so.
So it's not them doing the ice bucket challenge. It's who did the ice bucket challenge is what we're deciding, Jerk or Justified.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is interesting. Take a peek at this.
Okay, so now, Mom wasn't there as the teenage daughters who did it.
I'm going to cry. I don't even want to see that again.
She said Ruby was fine, but she thought it was kind of funny. The water wasn't ice cold. I do have to say that. Dad was not happy about that. Like, yeah. So what do you think? Okay, here we go.
How old is Ruby? Ruby? The daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Or
don't
the
know.
dog?
The dog.
The dog.
Oh, how old is the daughter?
Oh, I don't know, teenager. Young teenager. Oh,
Listen,
geez.
all right, so
Jerk and grounded kid.
I agree.
the dog doesn't know what's going on.
No.
The
Right.
dog doesn't know that the ice bucket challenge is for a good cause.
Correct.
All the dog knows is, oh my gosh, somebody that loves me is looking at me.
Yeah.
And then you dump cold water on the dog. It's just horrible. And they've got the floppy ears. You got to clean them out so they don't.
And
get
there
ear
was snow
infections.
on the ground out there. It's winter.
Oh my gosh, that broke my heart. Oh my gosh.
That triggered you?
Yeah.
So-
well, it didn't trigger me, but you know,
Yeah.
This my friend, she's the sweetest, nicest person.
She
ever.
saw nothing
when
wrong with
I,
that?
Well, no, she didn't. She thought it was funny. But when I saw it, it did make me feel uncomfortable. Where I'm like, is this right or not? So,
No, it's not.
I think we're all in the know on this. All on the
Yeah.
jerk. All on the jerk move.
Yeah.
Oh,
What did-
wait. Lollipop Farm's calling? I'm sorry?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
don't
see?
say that.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You can't do that and you can't put that stuff on social media. That's
No.
all I'm saying.
Well, some people argued on the air that it's like giving your dog a bath, right?
Well-
Or
No.
You throw it on your kid. Why not the dog? Was the
No,
other side of it.
listen. The dog knows when it's bath time because the bathtub is full and you're typically dragging the
Some
dog
dogs
into
like
the bathroom. Yes, some dogs do. Didn't look like Ruby liked that at all.
No, not so much. Yeah, and you know what? Like, for the people that are saying, you know, you can dump it on your kid, it's like, yeah, the kid probably
There's
gave
consent there.
Yes.
Right.
The dog can't say, no, thank you. I don't think I'd like ice water.
I'm not
Yeah.
feeling it today, right?
So
Yeah.
what do you think about the parents who use their toddlers as a way to go
I've never
trending
seen that.
and viral?
I've never seen anybody do that.
Not the ice bucket
Oh, okay.
challenge
Oh.
specifically, but just
Wow.
those. Remember back
Yeah.
in the day, it was the throw the cheese. In
Yeah,
the kid's
I'm
face.
not a fan of that
Yeah,
stuff.
Don't put your Well,
No.
don't put your kids on the internet.
Yeah.
Don't make
Like I did
let
yesterday?
your kid decide when. Well, no.
Yeah, but yours was cute.
Yeah. You're
Don't
posting a
humiliate your
picture
kids.
or you're doing something nice. It's family. Yes, but yeah, the no.
Yeah, I hate
No.
the ones where it's, the parents like oversharing about their kids
Oh, yeah.
online, like, oh, they got in trouble at school today and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, if my parents did that, I would be so upset.
Yeah.
Because it's forever.
So
It is
Right,
forever. And then
yeah.
people end up talking about it on the TV.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's see
so
what happens.
sorry.
Sorry.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
we have her telephone number?
No, I'm just, and she's like, send me the link after you do it on TV. I'm like, I ain't sending this link.
No, because I'm sorry. Mom, I would pull that video, but I mean, I think it's probably
Well,
too late.
if anybody watching ever has an idea for Jerk or Justified, just call it into the radio station or email us, because we see things like that all the time, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait a second. That could have been a Jerk or Justified in the parking lot at Wegmans or standing in line for something or at a concert. There's always something.
Can
to
you
talk
call in anonymously?
about. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do it for you this week.
Well, this is not anonymous anymore, is it?
Well, no, but like you're not gonna know what it is,
We don't even have to say who it was about, but you can.
My coworker.
Yeah.
What do I do that's
no.
Jerk or Justified
it?
worthy?
I don't know
The
yet.
coffee that I bring you in the morning is too cold
here we
or too
go.
Oh,
hot?
by the way, your gratitude thing this morning, how you love your caffeine.
Yeah.
I've got something for you.
What a buddy. Let's go.
I'm gonna finish off
Oh.
your morning with a happy high.
You
Awesome.
absolutely are.
Okay.
Don't go anywhere. When we come back, Scott's getting us high.
Well, caffeine high. Caffeine high.
Okay, we'll be right back.
With a smack.
Smack me.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh. Wait, what?
There it is.
Welcome back. Time now for First Try Friday. Scott and Sandy are here. Weekend buzz time.
I like how you always are like, I get nervous.
You made me eat wet soggy pizza once.
Well, that is true. You missed the clip-on bangs yesterday. Oh, you
Last
missed
week.
that wet soggy pizza. You missed the clip-on
Yeah,
bangs.
the clip-on bangs was epic.
Listen, I had a long laugh at that though.
Mark McLean stole the show on that one, I have to say. He really did.
Listen, that one was good. So good that at Easter dinner, I had to pull it up so people could rewatch it because they really enjoyed watching it the first. Like, I didn't talk about it. They asked.
Oh, really?
Can we see that again?
Oh my God. Well, you did look really.
Well, the
I
little
look
hair
cute.
flip and the poof thing
Yeah.
was just perfect. Okay, who loves caffeine?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah, so this is a kind of something that went around social media, kind of like Ice Bucket Challenge. Way back, and now again, it's called Dalgona Coffee.
Was this a thing during the pandemic?
I think it was,
Okay.
yeah. Have you tried it? This is really easy, and if you're a coffee lover, or you want something a little different, or even if like a fan of like cold coffee, iced coffee, this is for you. Very simple, and it's really easy to make. Take some instant coffee like Folgers. You make 2 tablespoons of that.
Good to the last drop.
That's right. Best part of waking up.
Yes.
Is you guys.
Maxwell House
you
was
guys,
good to the last
right.
drop.
2 scoops of, I'm going to use brown sugar. You can use regular white sugar. You can use honey. And
So this is not healthy.
it's healthy.
It's good.
Okay.
And then you want equal amounts of water.
Okay.
2 scoops
Okay.
of water. Now we blend it. Now thanks for the power. This is going to be. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get into a consistency here, or it's going to turn like golden caramel, almost like a whipped cream.
Okay.
So what you got here is a coffee.
You can already see it starting to really
concentrated,
volumize.
Right, concentrated coffee that almost turned into like a really seriously bitter whipped cream. All right?
It's bitter, but it's going to be sweet because you've got those 2 scoops of brown sugar.
Right.
Brown sugar's got molasses in there.
Yeah. And again, if you want to use honey, I've seen this done with honey before. And Sandy was going to bring her battery-operated little whiskey thing in, but it would have taken like till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need a plug-in one.
I would, yeah. I've seen people use a whisk.
Yeah, those little ones you could buy on like TikTok Shop.
Yes, right, exactly. All right, now you see how it's gotten.
Ooh. Fluffy.
Ooh, nice and fluffy and thick.
And then what do you do?
Then, Dan, for you, I got some almond milk.
Ah, love it.
Because that's just the way we are. Throw some of this in here. And now we pour this on top.
Oh,
you
wait
can,
a minute.
you
So
can,
this is like milk. I'm drinking milk?
yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
And this, by the way, can be adorned with some chocolate sauce.
The rest of it
or-
on there.
You want it all on
All
there?
on there.
All right, full blown.
Yes.
No nap today, Dan. Okay. Now you can either drink through it or stir it up. I'm just going to give it a little push and have some fun with it here.
Okay.
It looks like
It
a
is.
fancy drink you would get at Starbucks
Absolutely.
or Dunkin' or
Yeah, but that was really easy to make.
Yeah, it's very easy to make.
How? Okay.
Choose your weapon or your cup. What would you like?
He wanted us to share one glass with a straw.
I was gonna give
Sandy
it to
was
you.
not on board with that.
Here's the thing.
You put
I
it
don't-
in, and then you take yours
I
and you
know,
put it in.
but sharing milk is kind of yucky.
I'm not
Do you
spitting it
agree?
back in again.
Do you agree?
Thank you.
Is it just me?
Well, I think maybe with one person.
Like, there's things in life
okay.
you don't share.
You've never.
Milk is one of them.
What's with these straws?
Yeah, well, my daughter loves those straws.
That's like the longest.
That's
Right?
super fun. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
see
look
that
at-
they
Got to
yeah,
put it back together.
You can put a bend in it.
All right, let's. Okay.
Look at-
Ready?
Dalgona is the name of the coffee. It came from a restaurateur on the island of Macau.
Oh.
And is named after a Korean candy, apparently.
Sold.
Okay. So could you whip it more where it gets even more thicker?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
More thick.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm going the original.
Yes.
I'm going the OG.
Okay, let's see.
And you can put more or less of the coffee in it, more or less of the milk.
Oh, actually, that is really good.
It's not bad.
I made it for my wife last night and she loved it.
She loved it. I like it. Yeah. That's like something that you would get at like a Starbucks or.
Sure, yeah. But I mean, if you don't want to pay $9,000 for a cup of coffee and,
This isn't.
instant coffee, milk, you can use.
This is
even heavy
actually
cream.
really good.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Can you make it sans the instant coffee and instead just use regular coffee with no water? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like don't add extra water, just use a shot of espresso.
Yeah,
and
espresso.
your two scoops of
Maybe you got to
brown
be able to
sugar.
bring
Will
it.
that froth?
You need it to emulsify somehow, so I think you need a little liquid for it to emulsify.
Yeah, but you would have that liquid in your shot of espresso.
Yes,
like
right.
a brew, a shot of espresso.
Oh yeah, sure.
That way you're not getting because.
So you want to fly to Mars before Elon Musk? Is
Yeah.
this correct?
Yeah.
You're talking caffeine on top of caffeine on top of coffee.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I think that way because with the instant coffee, you get that freeze-dried flavor.
Oh, look at you're a coffee snob.
I kind of like it if it was more whippier.
Can I have a teeny bit more
We gotta go.
silk milk?
We gotta go to break. Ashley's yelling at us.
right.
When we come back, our final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
This Friday morning. Back after this.
Yeah.
So.
Welcome back. Time for the final thoughts of the morning on our Rochester. This is tasty.
This is delicious.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very good.
I gotta say, this might be one of my favorite parts of the day.
Ah, fantastic.
Well, in all
Fridays are always
honesty,
fun.
you guys are our favorite part of every Friday.
Oh.
No, well, and we're not saying that.
Sweet.
We're not saying that just to say it, but it's a fun way to end the show on a Friday
Yes.
to get us into the weekend, and it's something that we look forward to.
Yeah.
Good way to put a
All right.
bow on the week.
Yeah.
The laughs at the end of last week, too. That was good.
I know.
Wow.
I was expecting to come in and see you wearing your.
I walked in the door at 9:50. I was working the evening. I saw the segment on the. I had to come in. I looked at Marty. I got in the forecast center. I need to be out there.
Yeah.
Well, and I told you, we watched it again at Easter. I received text messages before Easter saying, do you have the hair? If you have the hair, bring the hair
Oh
with
my
you.
God.
Bring the hair.
And you didn't want to keep it.
I know.
Well,
I know.
Just
Missed
if you're wondering,
opportunity.
there were clip-on bangs that Sandy brought
Yeah.
that everybody tried
Very
on.
realistic.
Yes,
It
very
was.
realistic.
It's supposed to be real hair.
When
It
you-
looked really good on you.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
You
I
did
still
pull
have
it off.
mine.
You did pull it off. Hey, that does it for us here on ARC Rochester. Make sure to wake up with us Monday morning starting at 4:57 over on the other channel. Where is that?
It's 13 Wham ABC. You can join Steph and Mark there later today for 13 Wham News at midday.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.